So hello everyone. So today we'll be discussing the science and technology. So there is an article in Hindu regarding this crew escape system. So let's understand what is this crew escape system. See, in future, India is planning to launch its own space station. So when it has to launch its own space station, we also need to create a capsule from which the astronauts can land on the Earth in a very safe way. So for this, we'll be using a rocket called as LVM3. And this will be human rated LVM3. Now, which all fuels, from the prelims perspective, they can ask which all fuels they can use. So, these two which you can see, so these are solid boosters. So, first stage will be the solid boosters. And here you see, okay, in the red and green, this is the liquid engine. Okay, so solid fuel will be used, liquid fuel will be used, and here you'll be using the cryogenic. Means the gas will be converted into liquid. So you'll be using liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. And on the top, you'll be having the payload. So in this payload, you can have this capsule in which the astronauts will be placed, or you can also have this satellite and its components. So this is how the rocket will be. Okay. So this is the advanced version of GSLV Mark III. And this is the human rated, the most advanced one. So this is how the capsule will look like. So this capsule will be mounted on the top of the rocket, in which the astronauts will be there. Now, with the help of the rocket, the capsule will be going into the space, and after going into the space, this capsule will be ejected out. And today in Hindu, there was a very big discussion about how this capsule will be ejected out. Now, वो सब अपने मतलब का है ही नहीं. There are two methods by which the capsule can be ejected out. एक है pull method, means ऊपर कुछ machine होगा, motor होगा, ये pull करेगा. And दूसरा वाला push method है. So नीचे आप motor रखेंगे, ये push कर देगा. Now, उससे अपन को या UPSC को कुछ भी मतलब नहीं है. Exam में क्या पूछा जाएगा, I'll be discussing here. So, India, okay, for your information, since it has come in Hindu, I am discussing. So, in this, okay, GSLV Mark III, that is LVM3, so in this crew escape system, we'll be using the pull method. Means, we'll be putting a machine or an engine here and it will be pulled out. So, once it is pulled out, so it will be freely falling into the space, and then the parachutes will be deployed. So, once the parachutes will be deployed, its speed will be reduced, and finally it will be falling in the ocean. So this is how the parachutes will be deployed, and finally it will be falling in the ocean. And wherever it is falling, okay, near to this, our ship will be there, and the ship will go and rescue our astronauts. So this is called as crew escape system. Means basically, when our crew will be going into the International Space Station or our own space station, so from there if you want to come back, then this capsule will be ejected out. Means space से इस capsule को फेंक दिया जाएगा. Means safely a capsule Earth के ऊपर कैसा land करेगा. So that is this crew escape system. Now why this experiment is very important for India? Because in future, India will be launching its own space station. So, till now, there are only 2 space stations in the world. Okay, as from the prelims point of view, they can ask, there are only 2 space stations in the world. So, one is the International Space Station, so predominantly belonging to the USA, but also USA, Canada, Japan, Russia are partners in this, and European Space Agency. So, these are the partners in this. Now recently, okay, there is a news regarding, okay, our group captain visiting the International Space Station. So NASA has taken him to the International Space Station, and India has spent around 5,000 plus crores. Now some people have criticized that this is a wastage of money. With 500 crore, 600 crore डाल के एक आदमी को स्पेस में क्यों भेजना है? So ये क्वेश्चन था. लेकिन so अपन को एक एक्सपीरियंस मिलेगा. See, once our astronauts, when he is going to the space, so they will get to know the know-how of the space. So they had a 20-day time period in which they can do experiments and all. So in mains they can ask a question. So India, despite being a poor country, not even middle income country, low income country, so why a country like India should be spending crores of rupees into space program. And also in this context they can ask what can be the benefits of having its own space station. So this can be the question. So this is also a previous year question. Already मेंस में क्वेश्चन पूछा गया कि भारत का अपना ओन स्पेस स्टेशन होने का benefits क्या होगा. So here I have mentioned the benefits. You can look at the benefits. You can take a screenshot of its benefits. I'll explain you. See, in the space, the things will be behaving differently. The gravity will be less in the space. So this is called as microgravity. So in microgravity, the things will be behaving differently. For example, our bone density will become less in the space. And secondly, since in microgravity conditions, we will not be using our muscles much. So the muscle density also decreases. Now, if you want to do all these experiments, so you have to do it in space station. Because till now, whatever equipments we had, we didn't have much time to experiment these kind of things. So if we have something hanging in the space, then we can do the experiments for a long period of time. So we can do such experiments. We can do experiments on plant growth. So plant का growth ज़्यादा होगा या कम होगा, वहाँ पे light conditions, sunlight conditions कैसे होंगे, वहाँ पे एक्सरे आएंगे क्या, गामा आएंगे, so वहाँ पे fruit बड़ा होगा या छोटा होगा. So all these kinds of experiments can be done in the space. And moreover, materials will behave differently in microgravity conditions. And in the space, the temperature is also less. So because of this, you can do experiments in superconductivity. Means when the temperature reduces, say अपन जब भी कंप्यूटर चलाते हैं, so AC on करके क्यों रखते हैं? Because जब temperature कम होगा, resistance कम होता है electronic equipments में. Imagine having a temperature of minus 150 degrees centigrade. So space में it is possible to have such kind of low temperatures. So superconductivity is possible. So your computers will work faster, electronic equipments will work faster. So all these kinds of experiments can be done in this space. And also in this space we cannot be using, okay, so वहाँ पे okay आदमी या औरत जाके सब कुछ ठीक नहीं करेगा, वहाँ पे robots use करेंगे. So we'll also develop a lot of technology related to the robotics, okay, docking technologies and sustainable space habitat. Because once we successfully destroy our Earth, because the kind of pollution which we are doing today, Earth will be destroyed. So we have to find a future home. So future home को जाने के लिए मार्स पे जाओगे, चांद पे जाओगे, या I will be going to the Andromeda galaxy. So if you want to survive in the space, you should know how things behave in the space. So such kind of experiments we can do. And next, you can also have economic and commercial gains. So once we become masters in the space technology, so we can take the rockets, okay, or so we can take the satellites of other countries and we can launch it commercially. So India can earn precious forex, so पैसा कमा सकते हैं. And also lot of FDI will pour in. So लोग आके यहाँ पे पैसा डालेंगे, उससे क्या होगा, जॉब जनरेट होगा, एक स्पेस इंडस्ट्री जनरेट होगी, सो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप स्किल्स डेवलप होगा, so it will become altogether a new industry. So as of now, okay, it is around 546 billion and the industry और भी बढ़ेगा. And also strategic and prestigious advantage. See, once India becomes, okay, one of the nations in spacefaring, okay, once India becomes one of the nations which has a space station, because अब तक only China और USA का space station है, तो उसके साथ साथ अगर इंडिया का भी खुद का अगर स्पेस स्टेशन होगा तो इंडिया की इज्जत बढ़ेगी. बिकॉज द वर्ल्ड विल नो अस एज अ कंट्री विच इज इन्वेस्टिंग ए लॉट इन हाई फाई टेक्नोलॉजीज. सो अगर इंडिया का इज्जत बढ़ाना है, ओके, अगर इंडिया का रेस्पेक्ट बढ़ाना है वर्ल्ड में, सो वी शुड बी इन्वेस्टिंग इन सच काइंड ऑफ न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज. एंड ऑल्सो सोसाइटल इम्पैक्ट, यू नो, आई डोंट नो हाउ फार इट विल बी हेल्पफुल, बट अगेन इफ यू सी आवर ओन एस्ट्रोनॉट्स इन स्पेस, कोई बच्चा है वो स्पेस में जाते हुए किसी को देखेगा और न्यूज में आएगा हर जगह, सो दे विल आल्सो एस्पायर टू बिकम एन एस्ट्रोनॉट. So when such kind of ideas are implanted in children, so they will start studying more science, mathematics and physics. And जब ये चीजें आप पढ़ोगे, then future में technological developments भी ज़्यादा होगा. So this will help in a societal impact. And also in the DPS space, the directive principles of state policy, it has been mentioned that we have to develop scientific temper. So kind of scientific temper भी develop होगा society में. So these are all the various benefits. So from the prelims point of view, what all questions can be asked? So which rocket is used in the crew capsule, or which rocket will be used in the space mission? The answer is simple, LVM3, human rated LVM3, or you can also say the advanced version of GSLV Mark III. And second question which they can ask, which all countries as of now have the space stations? One is USA, we can say ISS, it's a collaboration of 5 groups. And second is China, it's called as Tiangong. And by 2035, India will also have its own space station. Thank you. And for more videos, okay, keep watching my channel. Thank you.